at my day job, I'm a software engineer. I work in the field of AI, and it's exciting. It's fantastic. And earlier this year, I had a son. My first kid, he's a beautiful 7-month-old baby. These two events have caused no shortage of tossing and turning on my end late at night while I think about how his life is going to be different than mine. What will life be like in the future for him as he grows up? Now, let's imagine for a second we're 15 years into the future. The year is 2039. That same kid who thinks that peekaboo is comedic gold is now a teenager who's fully immersed in a world where AI runs every facet of human life. His day begins not with an alarm clock blaring, but with the gentle sounds of his AI assistant, Ava. Ava's not just a smarter version of Siri. Ava is a digital assistant, a health coach, a guru, and somewhat of an overbearing guardian all at once. Through wearable devices, she tracks his sleep and all of his biometrics, predicts his nutritional needs, and makes a healthy breakfast. Avocado toast, just the way that he likes it, slightly burnt, just the way that his dad likes it. One day, noticing that he's stressed, Ava rearranges his entire schedule, cancels a challenging workout, puts on some gentle mood music, and schedules a relaxation session. He's a little bit surprised when all this happens. He says, Ava, why did you rearrange my schedule? And Ava responds and says, I am maximizing your day for optimal happiness. I'm here to make your life better. And under his breath, he thinks to himself, am I living my life, or is life happening to me? Now, this isn't the plot to some AI, sci-fi. As a software engineer, I see that we're rapidly approaching this reality. We are actually getting very close to something like this. In just the past 2 years, machine learning and AI algorithms have just exploded in capability. For context, ChatGPT is only 2 years old this month. And in that time, it's gone from a novel toy to something that is interwoven into all of our lives. It's gotten significantly better. It even did all of the slides for this talk. It's wonderful, it's here to stay, and we need to figure out how to live with it. But for everything that it does do for us, it also leaves me with a little bit of concern too. And this major concern is, I liken it to, imagine that you found out that your dog can open up the fridge. That's fascinating, right? But at the same time, nothing on the inside is safe. And how we orientate ourselves to this new technology is really, that's the thing that I think we don't give enough reflection towards. Is this convenience that it's providing actually doing more harm than good? At what point does this become intrusive? So let me take a step back and talk about terms, because we all want to make sure that we're on the same page. So AI, artificial intelligence, often means very specialized tools. This is weak AI. Think about a digital assistant that half the time gets the message wrong, or a recommendation engine that recommends that you buy socks after you've stocked out. Deep learning and large language models like ChatGPT have taken weak AI to brand new heights. Suddenly, what's gone from a niche tool is now very powerful. On the other extreme, we have artificial general intelligence. This is the concept that machines have consciousness and can learn and can do anything that a human could by applying intelligence to it, except without needing sleep or coffee. And some people think that AGI is actually, it's a foregone conclusion, that we'll be there soon. On the other end of the spectrum, some people believe that it's a distant dream or possibly not even technologically feasible. In either event, what we're likely to see are a series of interconnected AIs all strung together that to us have the appearance of basically being artificial general intelligence. Completely networked, simple tools that have compounded in what they're able to do. So think about how AI is already influencing our lives. We have recommendation engines that recommend you different foods. You have technology that basically listens to your devices and then recommends you things, like having a salesperson who constantly knows way too much about you, just following you around all the time. And this is great, but at the same time, every time that you unconsciously listen to a recommendation from an AI, it's like handing over the remote control to your life. Now let's get philosophical. Is this ethical? Well, let me define ethics. Ethics is the process by which we examine and decide actively how we should live our lives. It's important that we, from time to time, stop, pause, and reflect and think about, is this actually the life that we want to live? Now, some people would argue that AI is actually more capable than humans at doing this. If we offload that to AI, we've offloaded what makes us the most human. Instead, what we should do is to pause, think, and reflect. Feels good, right? I'm concerned that if we outsource every decision to AI, that we end up outsourcing the core of our humanity. We end up creating the technology that ultimately would be, by definition, the most unethical technology that's ever created. We're already seeing signs of disengagement from the learning process. I talk to educators, and students actually use AI all the time. It's helping them write their essays. It's helping me at my job. Teachers are catching on, but it makes it a little bit challenging when the author is almost as good as a human. But why does all this matter? It matters because the struggle to define your life is actually at the core of the human experience. That interplay between wrestling with things, that teaches you perseverance, wisdom, and resilience. As smart as AI is, it can't actually teach you things like patience from waiting or courage from taking risks. There's a plus here, is that we can actually choose how we want to orientate ourselves to AI. I'm less concerned about my son and the future because I know that he'll be okay. Why is this? Because he'll be able to think critically and think for himself. I would recommend that all students take their learning very seriously. They dive deep into it, and they engage, and they ask tough questions. If you're a parent or you work with young people, much the same, lead by example and do these things. And for technologists and innovators in the room, we have a special job to do, and that's to build technology that is used as an augmentor for human ability, not something that actually replaces it entirely. I often get asked, am I worried about AI taking our jobs? I actually don't think that that's the right question to ask. The thing that worries me more as I see people scroll through feeds all day long by randomly clicking on different ads, by not thinking consciously when they're engaging with technology, is, are we actually risking giving up our ability to think critically at the time when, right around the corner, AI is actually capable of taking our jobs? So, as I leave you today, it's not all gloom and doom, and there's some actionable steps here. I think that what we really need to do is to think about your orientation to technology. We can create systems that augment how we think. Right now, in this age of AI, it's really a superpower. It can draw your slides. It can recommend you breakfast, but make sure that you think about them. Turning this off briefly can be as simple as reading a book without a recommendation, driving home without GPS, just basically thinking about it a little bit more. We should create AI that actually enhances human ability rather than replaces it. Thank you.